Hey there, in this video, I'm going to discuss linear messaging campaigns versus data-powered messaging campaigns. So let's begin by discussing the key differences between the two. Now, all messaging campaigns across all channels, whether it's email, SMS, push notifications, etc., are either linear or data-powered. In a linear campaign, every user, irrespective of the actions they perform inside the app, receives the same set of messages as they move through a campaign. And every message is delivered as a broadcast with a predefined delay between messages. Now, on the other hand, messages in a data-powered campaign are delivered based on a user's actions inside the app. They're based on the events a user performs while using a product. Every message is based on a trigger, which is essentially a set of predefined conditions based on which the message is triggered for each individual user. Now, a message trigger includes one or more events the user has performed, combined with one or more events the user is yet to perform in the app. For example, one might want to send a message to users who have created an account but are yet to verify their phone numbers. And if they haven't verified their phone numbers within 24 hours, they receive a message asking them to do so. Also, besides events, triggers can also include event properties as well as user properties. Now, event properties will come in handy if you want to trigger messages only for, say, users who perform an event on a specific page or a specific screen of your app. And user properties are useful if you want to trigger messages only for, say, users of a specific age group. A message, once triggered, can be delivered either immediately or after a predefined delay, like a few hours or even days. It depends on your use case. Finally, the content of the messages can be further personalized by alluding to user actions, mentioning something a user has done right in the message body. Doing so results in higher relevance and therefore more engagement. In a data-powered campaign, a message is triggered based on the combination of something the user has done and something the user is yet to do in an app. Also, two users who enter a data-powered campaign at the same time can receive completely different messages at different times. It's also worth highlighting that data-powered is not the same as dynamic. The terms dynamic and static refer to the message body, whereas the terms data-powered and linear refer to the delivery mechanism that is used to send these messages. For instance, messages in a linear campaign can contain dynamic content such as a user's name, any other piece of data users share directly. Similarly, messages in a data-powered campaign can be static. They don't necessarily need to include any dynamic content. Next, let's talk about how to identify a data-powered campaign. So the next time you sign up for a new app, either at work or for personal use, try the following steps to figure out whether the messages you receive are data-powered or not. So 1, do nothing for a day. The first day, just do nothing in the app. 2, go back to the app the next day, but leave a key action incomplete, such as completing a profile or setting up an integration. 3, go back the next day and perform all the key actions needed to derive value from the app. Now, you're likely to receive a few messages over the first 2 days, and based on the contents of the emails and notifications, it'll be easy to figure out whether those are data-powered or not. Data-powered messages refer to the actions you've left incomplete and offer a resource such as a video or an article depicting how to perform those actions. And once you perform those key actions, the next set of messages will ideally acknowledge the progress you've made, nudge you to try new use cases or spend more time in the app, and ultimately introduce you to paid features. That's the goal. If you notice that the messages are generic and only talk about, product features without any reference to what you have done, or not done, rather, in the app, those messages certainly belong to a linear campaign. For instance, an email asking you to try a product feature after you've already tried it. How often do you receive such messages? Pretty often, I bet. Especially if you, like me, try new apps all the time. So far, we've covered the differences between data-powered campaigns and linear campaigns, and we've also discussed how to identify a data-powered campaign as a user. Finally, let's discuss what makes data-powered campaigns more effective than linear campaigns. For starters, a message that is triggered based on something a user has done in the app is inherently more personalized because of its relevance and timeliness. It nudges the user to do something they haven't done, or it acknowledges something they already have. But that's not all. Data-powered campaigns have even more benefits. So let me walk you through the top 3. 1, they lead to higher engagement by reducing redundancy and delivering emails only when necessary. 2, they make it easier to initiate conversations with users. 3, they present an opportunity to turbocharge persona-based personalization. Let me go a little further into each of these. Well, the beauty of data-powered campaigns is that they eliminate redundancy by preventing the delivery of messages that don't really add any value, thereby increasing engagement. For instance, a message prompting a user to do something in the app after they've already done that thing, or recommending a product that the user user has already bought. Now, these messages clearly don't add any value. Someone who receives such messages is likely to ignore future messages too. So it really helps to keep in mind that not delivering a message when it's redundant is also a form of personalization. Next, data-powered campaigns make it easier to initiate conversations. So as someone who has designed many messaging campaigns, I can tell you how gratifying it is to receive a response from a user. It really is. However, you find yourself wanting to reply to an email that is evidently a broadcast. On the other hand, how likely are you to reply to an email that is evidently triggered based on an action you have performed in the app, where the email is seeking a response to a relevant question? I read and respond to a lot of automated emails, and the likelihood of me responding is much, much higher when I can tell that the message was triggered based on something I did, which means that someone on the other side is likely to receive my response and maybe even act on it to elevate my experience. Finally, data-powered campaigns present an opportunity to turbocharge persona-based personalization. Persona data such as role or industry are excellent data points that B2B brands can use to hyper-personalize message content. Similarly, gender, age, and location are useful data points for consumer tech and e-commerce brands looking to deliver relevant offers and recommendations. Now, technically speaking, persona data only helps deliver dynamic content in the message body. However, next-level personalization is made possible when persona data is paired with product usage data. This is certainly more work, but it enables growth marketers to not only craft messages with more relevant resources and recommendations, but also deliver them exactly when they're likely to be consumed and acted upon by the user. Hope this video was useful. And by the way, there's a written version of this guide that contains additional context, examples, and diagrams, so do check it out below. There's a ton of useful data content on our free learning hub for you, neatly organized into topics and learning paths. Don't believe me? See it for yourself on databeast.community.